Today I'm getting ready to do something I've always wanted to do, and that's do the bedding on a rifle stock. And never done it. So this is new to me, and I thought I'd share the process with some of y'all that are interested in guns. And I normally don't do just strictly gun videos. My channel is pretty much about personal improvement. But as far as I'm concerned, this is personal improvement. I'm learning a new skill. And I understand the principles and concepts. I've been around guns my whole life, and I do a lot of woodworking and metal work and stuff. And so, I understand what's going on, but there's a difference between understanding what's going on with something and actually doing it. Well, today I'm actually going to do it. And just to make it challenging, I really don't know a lot about filming. This is a new experience for me, also learning to film and do videos. And so I thought it'd be a great project for me, not just on the rifle, but on the filming. Just, become better at it. So that's what we're going to do today. Now this rifle, this is a Remington Model 700 BDL. Most of you know what it is if you're into guns. This is one of the most popular hunting rifles there ever was. You don't see them with wood stocks too often anymore, but I'm old fashioned. What can I say? I love walnut and steel. When wood and steel come together, this is nice. It's hard to describe. There's a lot of craftsmanship that went into this. Most of this was done with machines, but this started with people literally making stocks by hand. And over time it became automated as technology improved and automation improved. But this is still just wood and steel. I've always been fascinated with the two. And this particular rifle, right now I'm shooting about 1.5-inch groups at 100 yards, which that's 3 inches at 200. That's perfect accuracy for hunting. So many of us today have become so obsessed with accuracy and wanting to shoot under 1 MOA and all that stuff. For 99% of your hunting situations, deer hunting, that's what I do. That's plenty. That's more than enough. Okay, but what I'm wanting to do, and we're always wanting to be better. So that's where the becoming obsessed with under 1 MOA comes in. But in this particular instance, I'm wanting to use this rifle to hunt longer ranges. I hadn't hunted a whole lot in the last 10 years. I've kind of got back into it the last 2 or 3. I had a lot of health problems 10 years ago that just took me out of everything for a long time. Okay, well then 2 or 3 years ago I started really getting back into hunting. And a lot had changed. The place I'd hunted, I had this one private field that y'all are going to get to see when I go to the range, because that's also my range. That's my dog, in case you didn't hear her in the background. And she loves to bark at everything. But anyway, whenever I get to the range, you'll get to see it. But I'd hunted there for a long time. Well, it's a friend of mine, his family owns the property, and he's always maintained it, and he's always let me hunt there, and I've been hunting there since I was a teenager. Well, he's let some other people hunt there, and basically it's not a good place to hunt anymore. And I'll get into all that, because it's kind of interesting if you're into deer hunting, just understanding, how Now I'm hunting game management, public land, and a lot of y'all know how difficult that is. Well, I mean, I could join a hunting club, but I'll be honest, the hunting game management made me realize how lazy I've gotten, and my skills as a hunter have really declined. Just so many basic things that I'd forgotten that I'm not doing, and I'm really enjoying the challenge right now. I mean, I'm really enjoying it. But it also made me go back and look at my rifles and how I was set up, and basically all my rifles were set up for one thing, and that was 200 yards and in. And that's where I hunted, that one particular place, and I grew up hunting fields. And most of the fields I'd hunted were, 150 yards or less. This place, same thing. I can sit in the middle and I've got a good 200 yards either direction. Well, since I changed up where I hunt, I realized all my guns were set up for that. And now I'm hunting in the woods. I mean, the really thick stuff. But I'm also hunting long straightaways, and I'm hunting a variety of places right now. And back years ago, I started hunting game management. That's where I grew up hunting, and that's where I killed all my deer initially. That's where I learned to hunt. And I hunted all these variety of situations then, and I was prepared to cover those situations. Well, over the years, I said at least 15 years or so, I've been hunting this one spot, and I've gotten locked in on that type of hunting. Well, now my equipment's all set up for that type of hunting. This gun here, I had planned on using it primarily in the woods. And that's one thing I love about it, it's got the iron sights on it. Well, now that I'm changing things up, this is 30-06. I can reach out there a good little ways with 30-06. And I need something I can reach out there with. I'd rather go with the 270, just a little longer range, a little flatter shooting, but, and this ties into a video I just made a minute ago. Instead of thinking about what I don't have or wanting to buy new stuff, I really want to get more into really appreciating what I do have and getting the most out of it and taking care of it. So this gun here, I'm gonna try to get it to under a minute of angle, just because I want to reach out there a little further. And the 1.5 groups I'm shooting right now is perfect for what I've been doing. I mean, there's no need to change anything to do that, in the woods, or even shooting up to 200 yards, which I rarely did with this gun. Now I'm wanting to stretch it on out to around 300 yards. With that 1.5 group, what we're looking at, 1.5 at 100, that's going to be 3 inches at 200, and then pushing 5 inches at 300 yards. That would work. But I want to bring that in a little bit. I want to get this just under a minute of angle, or right at, just so I'm a little more confident reaching out there. Plus, it's also a great project for me. It's something I've always wanted to do. So I'm fixing to jump into this. So the scope off, really all I got to do now is just get the bolt out of here. Excuse me, the magazine, floor plate, and so forth. Let's see what all we got here. The main action screw. say main. I don't know what else to call it. It's right behind the recoil lug. And there's the trigger guard, and it's definitely much longer. That was simple enough. Get the magazine out of here. It's interesting. We got some kind of little plastic inserts here. Let's get this barrel out of here and see what we got. Yeah. Got a little condensation here from bringing this outside after a nice hot humid day today, and it's been outside in the air conditioning. What we got here? Tabs. What the purpose of those were, or what the purpose of those are. Basically, I want to bed this area right here. I want to bed just slightly forward of the recess for the recoil lug. A little bedding in here and around this main locking lug. Looks to be pretty straightforward here. And what I'm shooting for is just having 2 points of support. If you want to see a really great video on this, I'd recommend Gun Blue 490, I believe it is. Anyways, Gun Blue and bedding, and he'll pop up. He's got some great videos. I love to hear him talk about this stuff. He's really expanded on a lot of the stuff that I've knew, but he just explained it really well and helped clarify a lot of things for me. And okay, I'm a hunter, whereas a lot of you guys are more tactical. He explains things from a hunting standpoint. And that's, I'm kind of familiar with both to a degree, but it was really nice to hear him separate the two, because it does get confusing sometimes. Okay, I remember taking this gun apart and checking it out years ago and some other BDLs, wooden stocks, and Remington would always put a pressure point right in here. And that's why I'm going to bed the action, because I also want to free float the barrel. Well, the pressure point's there for a reason. So if you've got a wooden stock rifle, I don't care who made it, there's probably a pressure point here if it's an older rifle and it isn't bedded already. Well, the pressure point here stabilizes things, because the wood here it's not going to stabilize it enough on its own. So they put a pressure point. And a lot of the old Remingtons, a lot of the old rifles shot great with pressure points. And like I said, this one's 1.5 inches at 100 yards, which is perfect for hunting. In normal hunting ranges, I'm wanting to stretch it out to its limits. Or my limits anyway. I want to get rid of the pressure point, so therefore I'm bedding it. And I can see there's raised wood right here. Now I want to check and see where that starts at. And back in the day, we would always just take a dollar bill to check to see if one was free floated or not, because most weren't back in the day. And sure enough, it hits right here. And after I bed it, I'll look. I might need to even take a little more material out in the very end of the stock. So what we got here, and it's hard to see on the end, there's about a 3/4 of an inch section right here of raised material for that pressure point. So after I bed it, not before, because this is going to help set the location of the barrel for the bedding, but after I bed it, then I'll remove this material. All right, so just trying to work out in my head here what the order of operations needs to be. And I think I'm going to start by removing the material on the stock here. I want to remove the varnish and work this down just a little bit. And the purpose of that is just to give a rough surface for the bedding material to adhere to. And in my case, I'm using JB Weld. I mean, I've done a lot of research. There's a lot of great products and materials. JB Weld's easily available locally, and I've heard a lot of guys say they had great success with it. And you know, I'm not building a 1,000-yard precision rifle here. That doesn't mean I don't want to do a really good job on the bedding, but you know, I'm not going to get too carried away on this. I'm going to keep it simple. As far as I'm concerned, epoxy is epoxy. And so let me get set up here and get that work down. As I'm sure y'all are aware from all the noise, it's raining here pretty hard. But I did want to show one little thing real quick. I marked out the area with a Sharpie that I'm going to do my grinding on. And I just wanted to point that out before I go grinding away on this. I know the sound quality is really bad right now with the rain on this tin roof, but I figure I'm fixing to be using a Dremel to do my work here, so you know it's going to be noisy no matter what. So. Pretty good. And the last thing I want to do is start this area right in here between the recoil log and the action strip. And I think that part is complete. And that's my grinding. Again, I'm not going to win any art awards, but I think that's going to work pretty good. Well, I ran into a little delay yesterday, and the last clip you seen, that was late yesterday evening, and so now I'm getting picking back up on this first thing in the morning. But I did want to point out some of the little things you run into, you know, when you're doing something you hadn't ever done. You know, first time for me bedding the stock and on this gun. And one of the things I've noticed is I've got to take the trigger mechanism off. And for that I need a 1X punch. Well, I didn't have a 1X punch. And a few other things going on. So I ended up calling it an evening. So we're picking back up now where we left off. And this would probably make me look like I actually knew a little something about what I was doing if I didn't show this part. But hey, let's be honest here. I don't know what I'm doing on half this, so, and I want to be truthful on what all's involved in all this. Let y'all see all the details, including me trying to figure out how to get this pin out. And I can see my punch is not big enough. And my punch is too big. This probably is not going to turn out well here, folks. Yeah, got some clearance there, so if I get it going. Oh, that's going to be close. Well, there we go. Progress. And I can see the spring is going to come out of there. And my punch might actually fit in that hole. Well, there we go. And it went through along with the spring, but I see the spring, and that's a little quick tip here, folks. Anytime you're doing something like this where you got parts close by, clean your floor first. Or small parts you're dealing with, clean your floor. It'll make finding little springs and clips and things like that so much easier. There we go. And also, be really careful when dealing with the trigger. Okay, I don't normally touch triggers because triggers can be really sensitive and fussy. And I would just as soon not have to deal with them. There's a safety issue there. I believe we had the same thing here at the front. There we go. And there's the trigger. That pin's going to go back in there. Okay. And I'm going to put these parts to the side. I have no idea where this spring came from. I'm thinking that's the sear spring. We got that out of there. Alright, I'm going to have to clean all this up real good. Some mineral spirits or alcohol. But I believe we've taken everything off of here that's going to have to come off. Now I need to change my focus back to the stock for just a minute. Here you go, good little view of my handiwork from yesterday. That's my carving, or grinding, whatever you want to call it. And I left some of the original surfaces here. You can still see the varnish. And that's because I want that original surface there for everything to sit on. Okay, I don't want to change the location of the action in the stock. I just want to bed underneath it and give it some a little more stability there. And here's that pressure point I was talking about yesterday. Here we go. That'll be something to knock out later on.